All right, transposing made easy or simple. All you're doing is repeating the same kind of move. Oops. Um, and just playing the same thing. And I'm just taking the same information, regardless of whether I know what the name of the chord is or is not. All I'm doing is gonna take up. And basically what I'm doing is I'm getting a feel for it. It's people tell you it's the feel behind it, regardless of whether you know what the name of the chorus is. So let's put it this way: before I even learn how to play, or before I learn what kind of chords I'm messing with, I didn't know. I'm just sitting here playing chords. Hey, I would just play chord, and whatever happens, right? Right, whatever happens, you know. So that was back then. Well, I just didn't know what I was doing, but transposing made easy, y'all. Simple, nothing complex about it. Sometimes I kind of wonder why people making this harder than where it might look or the way it seems. Oh my God, I can't do. Oh, this is just too complex, and it's not. It's just if I know I'm playing a major seven, I know I got double up seven, double up. I know I'm playing a major seven, but I'm doubling up. But I may take off two notes, which will cause me to play a G minor second, and I'm just being flavorable. Flavorable. I mean, just changing the sound or the idea. Not that I have to really do that, but the thing is, transposing is supposed to be made fun and it's supposed to be made easy, easy peasy, right? I don't know why I know I probably was one of those wees in there. I was probably one of those wees in there that was trying to make this thing so complex, difficult. Let me see. Just taking some notes on. So, and it's also about sound. Mhm. It's about sound. Transposing is supposed to be made easy. I might well say it can be made to have fun, actually, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making stuff up as I go. No, honestly, let me reverse that now. Back then, I didn't know what I was doing. So I could have officially had told y'all, I don't know what I'm doing. Now, I know what I'm doing. And I'm telling y'all what I'm doing. I'm playing the major seven. And all I'm doing is transpose. I don't understand, keep changing my channels, but yeah. And then it's all about what kind of sound you want to use. I'm playing the major seven, double up. I'm just transposing. Whatever you want to do, it's transposing. Now, because I understand I'm playing a major seven, and now I'm adding the two, which we call the nine. So now I'm playing a major 7 9. Now I'm just using the right hand. It's my major chord, but I'm also using the 2. D flat major chord, but adding the 2. But because I'm coming from the major chord, or the major chord with the major 7 move, with the 9, the 2, 1 2, 1 2, what we call the 9 now. I'm putting all this together, and it's causing me either to play the G flat major 9, or I can go and play the E flat minor 9. Remember, major chord, minor chord. You can go from major chord to minor move. All right. So you can bounce around, bounce, 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 baby, bounce around and play the major move, or you can play the minor move, or the major 7 move, or the major 9 move, and go to the minor 9, or the minor 9 and 11. I use the word and 11. And so now I can groove off of it. Oh, hold on. Now I can groove off of this. Transposing. I went, and so now I know I can play around with the minor 9 move back to the major move. Right. Now check this out. I did this on numerous of other videos. I just kind of discovered this was an accident. But once I had learned that Nashville system, the 1 is C, the 2 is D minor, the 3 is E minor, the 4 is F major, the 5 is G major, the 6 is A minor, that's the least, that's B diminished, let's add the 6, and then we have a B diminished 7 chord. So you see what I'm saying? Now you see I can create a groove from that. And oops, that was an accident. No, not no more, because I had already told y'all I had just learned that 7 chord system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 chord system. So now I can use that as an idea in transposing. Oh, I hate this thing you do. Transpose. You know what I'm saying? I use the diminished move. Go here. Now, earlier, I came from another angle. Okay, so remember that C major chord I told y'all about? All right. And, well, that was the 1 chord. Let's go to a 2 chord. And now I have a D minor chord. But I'm going to move the 1 chord to the top. And I'm going to use the 2 chord, or the 2nd chord, which is the D minor move. So now I have come up with some more idea. Because I'm doubling up the major 7 move, in that specific key. So if I wanted to, I can take notes off. And now I have a minor 2nd chord, if you know your scale. And so I can take notes off, add notes, put the notes back, or whatever, add more notes. So the G major 9, or G major 7, I just slid off of it, right? And now I can go play the minor 2nd move. And this is giving me some ideas, and I came and start messing with you with the diminished move. Whatever I'm trying to do. And I'm just transposing the same chord. So I can turn that into a major 9 chord, or I can turn it into a minor 9/11 chord. At the end of the day, I'm going to be jamming. So I'll take that C major chord, I'm going to drop it to the top. I'm just adding chords to the mix here, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I know now what I'm doing, right? So I have a D minor 9 chord now. Matter of fact, a D minor 9 11. So if I know this is a D major chord, all I have to do is flat the third, right? Now let's go back to D major again, right? 1, 3, 5, and then I have my 7th. That's a D major 7. Y'all already heard me play the chord already. D flat, and I'm just transposing. That all depends on what bass line you want to mess with now. Now that turned into a B minor 9, 11, because B minor and D major mixed together is a minor 9 chord until I add the 2 in D. That makes me have E11, D minor 9, 11. Now I'm just flavorizing it. Now that I see that I could do that, I could bring over the left hand and fill that spot in. Whatever voicing. Ooh, now I have a B minor 13, 9, 11. Ooh, let me hit that. Ooh, B minor 9, or actually B minor 13, 9, 11. Ooh. Oops, that was an accident. Oops, and that was all because I just told you what was happening here. And what was happening here, the 1 chord and the 2 chord. I just switched the hand. It's the same thing if I did this D major chord, the same scenario, right? I would have to know I'm transposing up or back. Right? Okay, so so I was saying that we have a D major chord, and that's a 7, and I told you about the 9. Well, the 9 can go here, but let's stay off the 9 for 2 seconds here. But all right, y'all follow what I'm saying now? Y'all follow what I'm saying? All right, so I can turn this into a major move or minor 9 or whatnot, depends on the notes. Or I can keep this as a major 13 sharp 11. All right, anyway, so now I have this D major, now I'm minor it. This was my 7th, so that means I have to flat it. But right now, this makes me play a D minor major 7, D minor major 7, because of that 7 in the scale. 5, 6, 7, D minor major 7. Now, the minute I drop the 7 back, now is a D minor 7 chord. Since I know my scale in D, I now know that this is going to either go back to the 1 or we can call it the 8th, and that's the 9. D minor 9. Oh, now it's going to end up being what I was trying to show y'all, the secret behind the madness, but it's going to end up being a D minor chord and a C major chord. And all I did was took the magic chord here, the 1 chord in the C scale. C is the 1, D minor chord in the this is in the Nashville system, y'all. 2 chord, and I just told you the 3rd chord is E minor, the 4th chord is F major, right? The 5th chord is G major, the 6th chord is A minor. I'm just gonna show y'all the secret to the madness, and the last chord is number 7, B diminished 7. And then you back to the 1 chord. So to create my minor 9 chord, D minor 9 chord, or D minor 9 11 chord, or maybe even the 13th, all I have to do is play the D minor chord, which is in the scale of the C scale. It was a 2 chord, and put my C major chord, which is the 1, at the top, and I have a D minor 9 11 chord. And it was just me saying, take the 1 chord, put it to the top, the 2nd chord, keep it in the left hand. Now that I have learned this secret information, oops, it was an accident. All right, so now I can now create a groove from it. Yes, I have transcribed, written all this stuff down, and a whole bunch of chords, and a bunch of these books. This is my newest book that I literally just started writing stuff, whatever, some ideas, or maybe wanted to learn some ideas from other musicians. If you guys probably checked out my last video I did, I said, well, you can go from beginner's level to intermediate level or to advanced level. But to be honest with y'all, yes, I do kind of hate saying that, but to be honest with you, that was a lot to say. Advanced level musicians, intermediate level musicians are playing what I consider the beginner level stuff. We just learn how to add some notes to it. And we might use another word, color. See, this book is kind of sorted. Not a whole lot of stuff I did in this one, right? It's still empty. Y'all better watch out. Oh, my groove is ready to go. Right? Look, it's empty. Most of this is empty. I probably did some more stuff in here. It's still kind of empty. Look at that. 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 Empty. Y'all better watch out. The book is empty. But the next time y'all probably see me, this book's gonna be filled with some stuff. Or stuff. Yeah, stuff. Some more quads. All right. Some more quads. All right. So, any of this stuff, and what I'm trying to really get at is any of the stuff that we are trying to learn how to do from other musicians that we might hear them doing some stuff and we're like, oh my God, man, he jamming, she jamming, or he's grooving, or he's got some nice stuff, or she got some nice stuff, or whatever. And no, there's no way we can play that. I can play that. You can't play that. We all can play this stuff. It's just the way that the person understands, and they can go from major to a minor move, back to the major, back to minor, back to major move, back to minor, back to major move, back to minor move. Now, the next step is the sus2. Y'all hear us kind of blending? You know, the sus2 from another key, the secret sauce from that key, the sus4 from that key. Let's go back to this one. Y'all hear how this blending? All right, sus2, sus4, and another secret sauce from that key. Y'all better watch out. Watch this. Let me flip it some more. We have the B sus 2 and the F sus 4. Yeah, y'all better come on, y'all better catch on to this stuff. And its secret sauce. They sort of kind of connect. What? They sort of kind of. They sort of. What? I can use all these particular chords, and the reason is because they connect. They're all related to each other. They're in relationship with each other. It's just like the song. Let me see. My honey asked me to try to learn this song, right? I'm not a keyboard player, y'all. That's just not my profession, right? But if I keep on practicing like I'm doing on a daily basis, because somebody did ask this musician a question, well, how soon or how fast can I learn things and catch up or be great in my endeavorance? But everybody has a different time frame. We all don't have the same type of time frame on how quick we gonna get better. I just say practice every day as best you can, and if it's 5 minutes, let it be. If it's 10 minutes, let it be. If it's 6 minutes, let it be. If it's gonna be 1 hour, you can get there. Good luck, right? You know what I'm saying? What's the name of that song? Let's see. I want to do this song in my own way. Let me see. Now I'm not gonna play it like the band did it, but here's my thing. I've already learned the Nashville system, and I can go to another key, E flat, my inversions. I'm sorry, E flat in my inversions, right? Second chord is the F minor move, and I learn my inversions, right? And get my inversion. All right, what's my 1, 2, 3 chord? G minor. There's that G minor. I told you was related. If y'all don't believe me, I told you gonna relate. I promise you, B flat is gonna be related. A flat. Listen, A flat is related to C minor. C minor related to E flat. E flat related to G minor, and G minor is related to B flat. It doesn't matter. Okay, I was gonna say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, if you understand how they connect and how this thing works, then you're gonna understand that E flat in the key of E flat is related to what? What did I told y'all? G minor. And G minor is related to what? B flat. And B flat is related to who? Come on, y'all. Come on with it now. I know y'all know. All right. All right. Y'all know. Okay. Y'all know. D minor. I can go to the sus2, the secret sauce chord, the other sus2 chord, sus4 chord, The other sus4 in the other key was just here. And this secret sauce, I can play all these voices of chords and do what I do, or at least try to do what I do, right? So yeah, so what's my 4 chord? A flat. I told ya. E flat the 1, G minor 3, A flat 4, and B flat 5. Of course, I have the 2 chord with F minor. Kind of seem like it's kind of out of place for a second, but it's gonna work for another situation in another key. Y'all see what I mean? Probably if I get around to it. And then now, and what is my 6 chord? There it is. That C minor chord, as I said earlier. What? Wait a minute, Bishop Drayton. Okay, that's what they call me on Facebook. So let me see that song. I want to pull. I'll pull up this other one that says "Nobody Like You," Lord. So I'll listen to the song, right, and see on how I want to play this song, because I don't really care for how the band did it. So I'm going to just listen to how the lady sung it or whatever, and we're going to see what I get up.
There are times when, in my own worship space,
fast forward.
Joyce right there, because he is just that. God, we lift you and bless you.
E flat.
Praise you. We give you our best.
E flat.
With the lifting of our
I hear it in my ear.
The lifting of our voices. Continue to receive.
E flat.
Receive our best. Because we understand that there's nobody like you in all the earth.
E flat.
And we're not ashamed to lift you. Actually, we freely do it.
I'm making up the chord, so I'm using it.
We freely worship. We freely worship. We freely worship.
She gave the key.
We freely worship you.
Okay, now where we going?
And we cry, oh, oh, oh.
Now my ears is gonna hear her melody line. How I learn this stuff is my ears gonna pick up bass. I don't know why.
Actually, we freely do it.
E flat, like I said.
We freely worship. We freely worship. We freely worship.
And she's giving the key.
We freely worship. We freely worship you.
She's giving the key. She pitched the key.
And we cry, oh.
C.
Oh.
A flat.
There's nobody like you, Lord.
E flat.
Nobody like you, Lord.
B flat. I got the chords right now. On the first chord, C minor. C minor. Or I can put the 7th there. The melody line. A flat. E flat. B flat. You see how the chord kind of blink? It kind of, when she did the melody line, and when she said, and we cry, oh, and we cry, oh, immediately my ear heard the bottom. I didn't even have to listen to the band. She pretty much just helped me nail that. And we cry, oh, that made me go to the minor move, which is the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That made me go to A flat, which is the 4 now. There's nobody like you, Lord. That note right there made me go to E flat. Remember, inversions, y'all. Because I'm picking this up by inversions. And we cry, oh. That made me think of minor. That made me think of A flat. There's nobody like you, Lord. E flat. Right, there's nobody like you, Lord. Now, what is the melody line note she's doing? 5, 6, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, and that gave it away when she did that. Or and we cry, oh, right, oh, oh. That's why my ears hurt the bass line. Now I don't even have to hear the music, cause I'm pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to hear what the band is doing. I have my own way of doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Throw my own little whatever. And we cry, oh. And I already know I'm going to the 6. Oh, now I can keep this straight. Nothing fancy. C minor 7. And if I want to go C minor 9 or C minor 9/11. So, oh, now I want to get fancy. Now I want to get fancy. Now I can keep what we call the integrity of the song, right? This and just keep it straight. Oh, for there's nobody like you, Lord. Keep it straight. There's nobody like you, Lord. Now you notice I'm playing B flat and G minor. Remember, I told you they related. So now I have another way I can approach the move. But let's just hear it so y'all can see what I mean.
There's nobody like you, Lord. Nobody like you, Lord.
Now I throw my own mix. I was early.
Nobody like you, Lord. And we're crying, nobody like you, Lord. That's all the song says. No. Nobody like you. Nobody like you. We freely worship.
Change the voice, see?
That's it. There's nobody like you. Nobody,
Everything else is me ad-libbing and figuring some other ideas out. Okay, I use the word figure. It's not me figuring it out. All right. What it is, intentionally, I made some mistakes and said, oops, what if I did go into the 1 and play an E flat 9/13 chord and transpose to a major 7 flat 5 move, and then a 7 sharp 9 sharp 5 move, and play A flat major 9/13 chord. You know, basic E flat. I could have did this F minor 7 flat 5 9/11, and the da 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 ba ba ba. That's the minor 7 flat 5, so I can get to my 5. The whole idea is, no, I'm going 6. I got time to go to 4. And what it is I'm thinking in my mind, like, man, I got some time to do some other stuff instead of me just hanging on the chords. So I'm hanging on that 1. I'm like, oh man, I could do 1,000 things before I can get to the 5. I could do 1,000 things before I can get back to the 6. Right? Now, I told you what I was doing. I'm using the idea. Okay. Yeah, I remember this chord. Right? Transpose. The minor 9/11 chord. And that's what I did with transpose. Transpose made easy. Transpose made simple. Right? All of the chords that's in the Nashville, okay. In the Nashville system, these are not all of the chords, but these are the basic chords. That's why I'm going to use the word basic chords. These are the basic chords. in the Nashville system, right? Now, I bring in my own chord that's not in the Nashville system that I know of, and said, well, I'll just go, well, major, minor, augmented at 7. That's the major 7 flat sharp 5, or I can go flat 5, right? All right. So I'm throwing in my own little something that I came up with. No one showed me how to do any of this. It was an accident. I'm telling y'all, this was an accident. All right. So y'all know this story. Like if you tell somebody, well, somebody said, well, how did you get started to playing the keyboard? Well, this is how it all began. You know, I started learning my skill. Right? I started learning my skills. I realized it's 7. Continuation 8, 9, 10, and repeat the same notes. Oh, and I learned the concept behind the madness, and I start transposing that in all 12 keys every day, as many keys as possible. If I got lucky and did all my skills in all 12 keys, and I had enough time to practice it, I promise y'all, I promise y'all, I did this boring, annoying thing every day. I did it to the point I was so annoyed by it. But the thing is, it's my best friend right now, right? You know, it's my friend. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. B, A, G, F, E, D, C. It's not my best friend. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if y'all want to now talk about this, the 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you notice the note is going to repeat. It doesn't matter. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't matter. 11. If you know how to count. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 12. If you know how to count. From 1 to 14, 14 back to 1, you are in what I always used to say, the musical game. You in the musical game. So let's go back to what I said earlier. Now I know what I'm doing. I know that this is the major move. That's the major 7 move. I know what I'm doing, the major move. That's my augmented move. Now I know I can add the 7th there, so I have a C major 7 sharp 5 because it's augmented sharp 5. At the B there, that's a C major 7. That was my major 7th there. I had the sharp to 5. So that will make sense. C major 7 sharp 5. If I wanted to flat to 5, I'll flat to 5, which is still a pretty chord. Now this is something I had to teach myself. No one else showed me this idea. So the reason why I went through this route, like I was saying on the other video, and other videos, and other videos, and other videos, when you get somebody start doing some musical stuff, these are the chords I start selecting along the way. Okay, left hand is going to end up doing something. Generally, I'm right-handed, so my right hand is going to dominate. Well, now I'm making my left hand do what the right hand can do. Then, on top of that, my left hand is going to find what we call the mismatch chords. Okay, I have to say, well, let's try C diminished 7 with that C major 7 and see what I get. Okay, A minor 13 sharp 11. No, A minor 13. A minor 13. 9 sharp 11. That's what you want. All right. All right. D diminished, C diminished 7 now. 9. C diminished 7.
She said put her she needed aspirin.
Huh?
She said put her she needed aspirin.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, and now I've learned chords accidentally. Oops. All right. So let's listen to what she's doing, and then I'll come back and pick out the chords. Let's see.
There are times when, in my own worship space,
Oops, fast forward that.
I look for
And watch, she's gonna sing. When she starts singing,
Freely
the
worship.
chorus is gonna
We
repeat.
freely worship. We freely worship you, Lord God.
Oops.
And we cry, oh, oh, oh. There's nobody like you, Lord. Nobody like you, Lord. Oh, oh, oh. There's nobody like you, Lord. Nobody like you, Lord. Eh, oh, oh, oh. There's nobody like you, Lord. Nobody like you, Lord. And we're crying, oh, oh, oh. Nobody like you, Lord. That's all the song says. No, say oh, oh. Nobody like you. Nobody like you. We freely worship. Cry out. That's it. There's nobody like you. Nobody, nobody. Say it. There's nobody
Right.
like you.
Nobody like 1. Headed to the 5. Back to the 6. Repeat. You hear that all day. 4. Coming up 1. Back to the 5. That's it. Simple. Even in the song like this, you can do this in all 12 keys because in this case, I look at this as 4 chords. That's my first chord, which is a 6th chord. And remember, I told you they all related. All right, so here I got the 1, going to the 4, and then I'm going to the 1, which is E flat, and then I'm going to the 5, B flat. It's that simple. And if I wanted to take that song and transpose it in all 12 keys, I can decide to do it now and do it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, or just do maybe 2 keys or 3 keys, however way you want to do it, and you're gonna master this thing. If I wanted to do it in the key of E, all I know is half step up. My 6th chord is O. Right? My 2nd chord is going to the what? Right? If I know my scale, to the 1. And I can just choose whatever inversion I want to use and go to my 5. Keeping it simple. So, oh, 4 to the 1. Or what inversion you want to use. You know. And then you can get, real fancy with it. Doesn't matter. If you go to the key of F, all you need to do is find the 6 in F. And this is 5, the 6, O, to the what? 4, B flat. I told you they're blended. To the 1, F. And then to the 5 is C. Oh. And all your other fancy chords if you want to do, which I told you about, the major move, minor move, augmented move, at the 7th, diminished, dominant chord, major 7, sus2, secret sus chord, sus4 chord, and on, and then your tritone. I do a process of elimination. You see, I played it simple. Then I'm starting thinking, the left hand want to do something different, however I want to voice it. All right. You know, all right, and you see the sauce chord. There's nobody like you though. See, and I can change up the voicing because now I understand what I'm up to. Oh man, whatever I want to do, and mimic all of the chords I already know how to do, and just I have to just remember, step up and move back with the move. You know, it doesn't matter what key I put this in, F sharp or G flat. As long as I know where the six is. I'm messing with it, or keep it straight. Oh, where am I headed to? That's right, to the four. The hand's gonna fall to the chord because I had already played the chord before. I don't have to invent the wheel again. You know what I'm saying? You see, remember that little. I'm saying I can go somewhere, go myself, and play around with it and change up and do something. Doesn't matter what key I do then. G. All I need to do is find my six in G. 1, 2. That's the seven, so obviously half step back is my six. Wherever I want to. Right. Where am I heading to? To the right. To the 1, 2, 3, 4. I had already just played the chord already. And then G, 1. The 5 is D, new chord now. Now if I want to get flavor with whatever I want to change up and have fun with it, cool. Let's go to A flat. Find my 6 in A flat. There it is. Or you know, or however I want to voice it. Right, going to the 4 D flat. Playing the same chord I've already played a minute ago. Playing the same chord I had already played ago. New chord, E flat now, right? Right? So yeah. And now I can add the other stuff too. Y'all already heard me play these chords earlier. Y'all already heard me play these chords already. I don't have to invent the wheel because the chord is just gonna fall in place like it's supposed to. We come in A, same thing. Look for my 6 and A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it's the minor move. All right, this was minor move. Or whatever voice I want to use. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, same thing. I just played a D a minute ago, and G, and A, and a 1. I literally played these chords already, right? And there's nobody like it. E. Oh, y'all heard me doing it. Y'all heard me play that voice in earlier. Doing inverted. It's simple. Now it's all about. For my beginner musicians, if you will, if I said that way, it's all about now flavorizing it a little bit, right? You know, throw a little bit of, the little crunch in there, and play around with it and change up some stuff and make yourself sound different. Of course, changing up your sounds on your module or whatever you have makes a big difference. So what key? I stopped at B flat. Let's go to B flat. Find my 6 in B flat, right? Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G minor. Remember that chord? I told you, it's with the E flat, and then I got the. I'm in G, right? I forgot what key I was in. No, B flat. I'm in B flat. Okay, and then we go to the 4. I had already played the chord E flat. And the 1 in B flat. I had already played that earlier. And you remember? I can play all this, or I can play those voicing. Right. I can play those voices because why? Because they connect. Okay, Last key, and I gotta go check on my honey bunny. All right, so last key B, same scenario, 5 and 6. Right, and then what? The 4, I had already played the 4 chord E, and I had already played the B chord already, which is the 1, and then F sharp is my 5. So now, remember, you can change your major chord and substitute it for the sus2 chord, the sus4 chord, and then secret sauce. You can also transpose that chord, the secret sauce chord, to another move because you're gonna find some other voicing with the secret sauce chord. That's on will be on a whole nother video, right? All right. So now you see, transposing is not difficult. It's only difficult because we don't practice. And listen, I didn't take 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days, a year, several months doing this, right? Now, as far as me sitting here perfecting it and want to get fancy a little bit with it, that word fancy, but it's really not me trying to be fancy, actually. It's just me adding some more salt to it. Or as my grandson say, hey, Grandpa, why you making my burger? Can you give me some of that Caesar sauce right there? I'm like, yo, did you pay some money for the Caesar sauce? Yeah, you paid for your hamburger, but you didn't pay no money for the Caesar sauce, bruh. He was like, yeah, but I know, Granny, she'll put the season on it. That's Granny, but I ain't doing it, bruh. Did you pay for it? So yeah, we use the word season. You know, okay, plain, season, right? You know, it's like he wanted to make a hamburger, right? So I made hamburger meat for him. So I'm like, hey, you gonna have to put what you want between the 2 buns. You make your own 2 buns, right? And I'll make the meat for you, right? You gonna have the hamburger patty, and whatever you want to put in the middle, you do what you do, right? So he wanted some of my seasoned salt, right? So I'm like, all right, bro, okay, you go get some of the special seasoned salt because you love it, right? Cool, right? Because you got a taste of it. All right, then whatever you want to put, the mel, right? Some mel, some ketchup and some mustard and lettuce and tomatoes. That's what we mean by that. You know, you just add in, you know, some lettuce and, you know, some tomatoes and, you know, and you just making the chord sound prettier. You know, you trying to make the chord fancy, right? You know, fancy. I can play this chord straight, or I can play it fancy or add some sauce to it. Y'all better learn the seasoned sauce. You know, da, da, da. I'm adding some seasoned salt to it. Da, da. I'm adding some flavor to my playing, right? Da, da. I'm adding some seasons, and all I'm doing is transposing all day. Transpose. Nothing fancy, actually. It's just I'm just taking an idea and say, hey, what if I listen? I love you, Lord. Straight. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord, today. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord, today. 7. That's straight, right? 3, 6. That's about as straight as can get. As straight as I can get it, right? So now I hear another idea on the 7-3-6 move. What? Or at least the 7 move. And so I thought, I wonder if the pros are doing this. I wonder if the pros are doing this. So watch what I'm going to do this time. I love you though. Now, I hear another idea before I got there. I wanted to do this idea of transpose. And C, transpose half step back to B. At least to this mini key. Okay, one more, B flat. Now let's see if I can pull this off. And that's my 7th movement. And I'm gonna transpose. That means I can't go back to the 1. Okay, here we go. I love you, love. I didn't do that at first. I didn't do that before. Here we go. Okay, y'all, I got to go. Well, that's what the pros is come up with an idea. Well, maybe if I transpose, pass a move. Now I know I want to go to the 3. Maybe I could do the same thing. I know my 3 movement. Maybe I can go 2 back, 1, 2. Let's see if I have time. I might not have time enough to do it, unless the song was sung slowly. I love you, Lord. No, with no rhythm. I love you, Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I love you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my God. Today, da, 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 da. But I might have enough time to pull this off. You know what I'm saying? I might have time. Oop, wrong transpose. Oh, I said 2 back, y'all. Oh. I might have time to do it. Well, that's what the pros come up with. You may hear it up here because they may voice the moves up top so it can sound flavorable, pretty. And any beginner musician can do this. Any level musician can do this. Intermediate level, beginner level, any level. And this is what the pros have, yes, developed. Oops, it was an accident, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. Ooh, I didn't even know I was going to even do that. Ooh, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I decided to say, okay, I figured out and I got my 3. I'm gonna just try to do 2 back. You know? Now that means I'm gonna have to lessen up my movement, my 7 move. Instead of starting it down here, I'll start it at the B. Now that'll allow me to be able to get to my next movement, you know. I think. There it is. So I'm saying, you know, because my hand is there, knowing all I have to do is reach up for the other tritone and do what I do what I do. Ah. And a lot of times that has a lot to do with the sounds that you might use too, right? But yeah. Anyway, listen, y'all, I got to go run and check on my wifey and make sure she's good because she broke a foot. So it's not a good feel. So I'm gonna sign out here. But this is your Bo Andre. Just back on saying you know, we can take stuff that's simple and transpose. Like I said, the same song. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. It should take me all day long. I love you, Lord, today. Pattern. 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 I should be able to play this in B. And my fingering is pretty much going to stay the same slightly. 1 up to the... I changed my finger just a little bit. 5. Back to the 1. What? I should be able to do this in A. I get to go. I go down. Kind of low. I love you, Lord. Let's do it high. In any key, I'm keeping it simple. Should be able to do this in G. Up. Memorizing pattern. Keeping the pattern simple. And then just a 5-chord progression. Simple 5-chord progression. In any key. F sharp. I love you, Lord. Remember the same thing almost? Y'all heard me play these chords already. Any key. E. I played these chords already. All of the hard keys, right? You know, A, B, C. Let's go to D. I love you, Lord. Let me see. I love you, Lord. And what I'm doing is I'm memorizing the previous chord that I played before. Today, I forgot what key I'm in. D. I did E. Let's go F. I'm playing the same chord. I went right back to the same chord. Doesn't matter what key I do this in. B flat. I can play it. Now this will be one and the other key. If I go higher up on the B scale, move up on higher on the B, I changes up the voicing. Y'all probably know it. Right here is why I switch up. I told y'all, ba 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 ba. That's the only key or an up, higher up. When I go up to the key of E, I believe F, and then that's when I kind of fall suit with the same chord almost. For the most part, I use the same chords, but I started switching up because that sounded pretty to my ear. And remember the B flat? I could do this in any key, whether it's A, you know, to the A. 7-3-6 move, or up higher. 7-3-6. Once I get on the road, I can do this in all 12 keys, right? And so can you all do it in any key. C, 7-3-6. I love it all up. And it'll take me all day long because I'm memorizing pattern 2-7-3-6 because I'm memorizing pattern. Once I see the chord from the first key, I use that word concept. Once I understand the concept that I'm using, then the chords become easier. This will take me forever, one chord at a time. This will take me forever, one chord at a time. So I usually would say to y'all, do a 5-chord progression, then increase it to a 7-chord progression or a 10-chord progression. All right, you gradually do this until all of a sudden you start playing 20 chords at a time. You know, earlier y'all heard me started on the 4 chord, right? Remember? How did that song go again? What's the name of the song? I forgot. Keeping it simple. Nobody like you, Lord. Nobody like you. Just kept it simple. Now I can go there's nobody like you. Ain't nobody. Ba-da-da-da. I can do all this other stuff because now I understand. Y'all remember this move here? T minor 9. Taking y'all to a whole nother planet, right? But hey, what's going on? Hey. To a minor 9 flat 5, you know, major 9, F major 9, to F minor 9 flat 5, to an E flat major 9, to an F7, to a D flat major 7 flat 5, to A flat major 9 13, you know, to a G minor minor 7 flat 5, transpose. Then no, wait. Or wherever I'm heading, and mess around with these chords because they're all basic chords. And remember, the major to minor, or minor to major, whichever direction you want to start it at. If you want to go from minor, right, to major, and they work together. It's a G minor 7 chord, and if you know your G scale, your 2 is the 9. Whether I put it here, don't matter, and I can create this pretty voicing all day. Y'all heard the song. You saw the best of me. E flat major 9. Y'all heard the voicing, right? What's the next move? I don't forgot. There it is. G minor 9-11. I was here earlier. Remember I did the transposing, you know. I was already playing the minor 9 chord, G minor 9. I'm just giving you bottom now. Oh, you know, F minor 9-11. I'm just coming from a different angle. Y'all heard me playing this voicing too. B flat 9, B flat 9 13, and right back to the moves. Now, power chords and which is the perfect fifth, and then you have a perfect fourth. Listen, I got the rock and roll. So you can go from beginners level to intermediate level. I mean, for advanced level, if that's what we want to call it. I believe what it is, from the way I'm looking at it, it's just really all the basic chords that our favorite musicians are doing with the different sounds and making you sound pretty nice. Um, and that combination that makes you sound, okay, I won't use the word dope or nice. It makes you sound pretty. You're playing some pretty chords. All right, some pretty chords. All right, so, and there's nothing wrong with playing pretty chords. And again, like I said, all it is that you're just dressing it up with some seasoned salt, right? You know, with some pickles and some lettuce and tomatoes and whatever you want on your buns, on your burgers. This is your Bo Draster. Oh, I mean Andre Clark. I'm Draster, Bishop Draster Clark on Facebook. But anyway, let me go check on my honey and make sure she's okay. And peace and love and cornbread. I'll catch y'all on the next rebound. And like I said, transposing made simple. Woo! Like Ric Flair. Woo!
Just their favorite fact. And whereas the truth makes free, facts can kill.
Ran into the wheelchair.
Let me give you a medical example.
Careful, baby.
Many of us have seen that commercial that said, taking a daily baby aspirin
Careful.
prevented a stroke.
You all I got.
That's a fact.
That bum in the room.
That's not the truth.
That part.
That's not one piece.
Very cheap.
Everybody should take an aspirin. And time won't allow to go on a whole medical thing. But if you have this kind of, if you have coagulopathy, a disorder of how you clot your blood, you got